Okay, so now that we have our first slide pretty much finished, what we're going to do is work on the second slide now, and I'm just deleting all of the text box. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert that same background to the second slide. So once again, you're going to go through that same steps, insert image from the web. Here we go. I'm stretching it to fit. There we go, almost there. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to put out a disclaimer. You're seeing me work in real time, so there's going to be some awkward clicks while I'm working, but in the end process is still the same. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a header for this slide, and this is going to be my About Me menu page. So I'm just doing the same thing that I did in the last video. I'm just choosing the size, color, and style font that I want. So here we go. That looks about good. Just putting the finishing touches on it. And here I'm going to go to the format options, and remember we want to add a drop shadow. So here we go. And I'm bringing that transparency all the way down to 0 to make it really pop. There we go. That looks good. Now I'm going to open up another tab because this background looks a little boring to me, so I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to look for some nice clip art or nice images for the background because I want to add a little bit more to it. So I'm just using the same search terms. So I want some eucalyptus border or something farmhouse inspired. So I'm kind of looking for one that I like. Still kind of browsing, looking to see what's available. I think I found this one that I like for the corner. So I'm going to copy the image. And then remember, I'm going to go to remove.bg, and I'm just going to copy that image right into the Dropbox. And here we go, it's removing the background. Oh, perfect. So I'm going to download that image. And I'm going to drag it up into the frame. I'm going to try to make it a little bit smaller because obviously it's not smaller, but I'm going to try to resize it so that it fits where I want it. There we go. I changed the shadow, make it pop out just a little bit more, and now we have a nice addition to our background. Looking good. Now I'm going to insert some shapes because I do want to add some buttons because I want to put my About Me info into different slides. So just like last time, we are going to insert some circles because I want the buttons to be circular. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make the border transparent, and I'm going to add a drop shadow. I accidentally clicked that slide, so we're going to continue to make our buttons. So I'm going to copy and paste however many buttons that I want. I think I'm going to do maybe 4. Alright, so here we go. And what's great about Google Slides is that they also give you lines to like center and line up your work, so you can make sure they're all kind of the same height. There we go. Looking good. And what I love about copy and paste is that your drop shadow stays when you copy and paste, so you don't have to worry about that. So now I'm back at Google, and I'm looking for something to border the buttons. So if you look at the top, you can see that they have like some wreath options or like some more circular options. So I'm going to go to those. I'm just going to kind of look to see what I see. See if there's anything that I like. So I'm just kind of browsing. That one's too busy. I don't like that one now that I clicked on it. It's a little too much. So it's all about just kind of like finding your aesthetic and kind of what you want. So then I went to the next tab, and now I'm looking at the next tab. These are more the vibe I'm going for. And I think I like this one. This one looks good. So once again, I'm going to copy the image, go to my remove.bg tab that I already have open. I just hit the back arrow, that way I can reinsert another image. It's preparing the upload. And there we go. So now I'm just going to download the image. And then I'm going to bring it into the presentation. I'm going to drag it up. All right, and you notice it's a little big, so I'm going to make it smaller so that it cradles the buttons. That looks good. Just adding that drop shadow. And then now I'm just going to copy and paste it for the other buttons. And I'm just going to lay the border around those buttons. I'm just making sure it looks good. That was an accident. There we go. Just making sure they all kind of line up, look good. And now I'm just going to insert those text boxes and label the buttons. So that's what I'm doing now is I'm just inserting the text box, and I'm going to go through the same process as I did for the slide number one's button. So I'm just going to pick the font, the color, the style, and I'm going to go ahead and label my buttons. And I'm going to repeat that process for all four buttons. So I'm just continuing to format and make sure that I like where the font is appearing on the button. I'm just making sure that it's lined up exactly the way that I want it to be, and making sure that the links or the titles of the buttons are what I want them to be. And here we go. I just did the last one other, just because, just to show you guys the process. All right, I'm getting those buttons done. And I'm creating the menu click button. So went back to Google and found a wreath. And once again, removing the background. All right, so I just added the wreath, and I'm adding a text box to say menu. I'm making my shape transparent, and now I just need to link the shape. Or not link the shape, link the slide.